Welcome to Sweetlamb Rally Complex for the highly anticipated Staffs and Shrop's Shakedown event. A time to test the cars, the drivers, blow away all the cobwebs prior to entering a full championship season. We have a 6.5 mile course comprising mainly of Cat 1 track with elements of off-road, all run by the very efficient team at the Staffs and Shrop's Off-Road Club. Now it's an amalgamation of drivers from different clubs, and joining me today is Bert. Bert, what have we got in store today?
Well, today we've got a massive event really. This event's been 2 years in the planning. First off, we can see Adrian Marfell, he's away off the start line. He is going to be giving it some this event for sure.
So Adrian Marfell, very experienced driver, the 2016 All-Wheel Drive Club champion and the 2021 British Cross Country champion.
Yeah, this guy's got a wealth of experience. This is going to be no new sort of track to him. He'll have driven this before, I'm sure.
Yeah, and he's running in Class 9 or Class 1A, which is for the independent suspension with engines under 4,600cc. In that car, he has a 350 3.5 litre V6 engine, which is tuned slightly, isn't it, Bert?
Yeah, be a tuned car, be a light car, low centre of gravity. These cars are made for this stuff in France.
Yeah, we've got a few other French cars, the Rivet of Chris Bird and the Rivet of Scott Whitmore, which we'll see a bit later on. But up now is Chris Bird with a new engine. He has a 2.5 litre 4-cylinder Cosworth engine in this Rivet. Again, he's won the All-Wheel Drive Club Championship twice, the Scottish and Welsh Hill Rally winner, and first in a French event in 2020. But right now, he's chasing down Adrian Marfell. As we can see, he's giving it all.
Yeah, this is going to be very close between these pair, both in the French cars. It's going to be a real event to watch this in.
Yeah, as long as those cars stay together. Now this is an interesting one. Rob Bull out in Richard Wynne Williams' Lofthouse Freelander. He's obviously bought it off it. He used to run the AT4x4 Challenger, but he's taken to this car. He said he really enjoys the power, the high-end power.
Yeah. Well, the Lofthouse is a well-proven car. These are. This will be a good contender, really.
Yeah, it's all about guts with these. As you can see, any wheel off the beaten track there, you're in a world of hurt. Here's Aston Cox. Aston is in the Northern Off-Road Championship in 2019.
GSR Peugeot this is.
Running 4th overall in class at this early stage in the event. Listen to the engine screaming. Here's Carl Duffield. This is one to talk about. It's got a 3 litre twin turbo BMW diesel engine in it. So not very high revving, but plenty of torque. Currently running 5th in the class.
Yeah, this thing certainly moves for a diesel, this does.
Sounds quite nice as well for a diesel.
Yeah.
It's coming up to this fast stretch up the hill, hard on the brakes, back end squiggling around. Hard onto power.
Yeah, rides the ground really well, this car.
Oh, there goes his back panels. Losing some weight. Should improve his times.
Yeah, somebody hasn't closed the boot lid down there properly, have they?
Running 6th is Scott Whitmore in the Rivet. This is again got the 350Z 3.5 litre Nissan V6 engine. Very popular engine.
Yeah, it does seem to be.
Yeah, why is that? Just solid. And I can hear it sounds like the crank's knocking, to be honest.
It does, yeah, it does a bit, yeah. Something you'll have to watch in the future.
But he won't be too disappointed with this so far.
No, he hasn't had the car that long. I think he's still getting to grips with it.
It takes a while before you can get the most out of the cars. So do you think he'll be up there with the likes of Adrian Marfell and Chris Bird?
I don't know if Scott's got the experience that they've got in their cars. Like I say, it's relatively new to him. He had a Fiesta, Lofthouse Fiesta, before this, so it's a different beast.
Really pedaling it over these little whoops. And here's a lovely looking car, the 6R4 of Gary Bull.
Gorgeous looking car, this.
Lovely sounding engine as well as BMW M3 3.2.
Yeah, he's not shy on pressing on Gary, isn't in this.
That's a popular engine as well, the BMW M3 engine. Any particular reason?
I think, well, they were relatively cheap at one time. I don't think that's the case anymore. They were plentiful at one time, but I think it's quite an expensive build now to put one of them engines in.
Because he's built this himself, hasn't he? Completely by scratch?
No, this was built by somebody else, this car was.
Oh, right. But on the notes, he lied then, because he said he's self-built.
It is a self-built car, but just not built by him.
That's me reading it wrong then, is it?
Yeah.
And here's a new vehicle out this season with Jason Rowlands in a Lofthouse Freelander. You normally see him in the buggies and the Polaris.
Yeah, usually, sometimes in single-seater.
But running 8th overall, we won't be too unhappy with that. Still getting used to the car. There's a lot of pace in Jason, isn't there?
Yeah, he's a quick driver. Obviously him and his dad have had new Lofthouse cars, so it's going to take a while for them to get into the swing of things with these. Nice car.
It looks good, sounds good. I'm not too sure it's in neutral though.
He's probably rolling downhill there.
It's going uphill.
He's rolling uphill.
So you can see stunning views here at Sweetlamb. Easy to get distracted.
Yeah, he's pedalling well, isn't he?
Let's just keep the car in one piece at this early stage.
Yeah, a long way to go.
Here's Alan Thomas in his Indy Warrior, the British cross-country trophy champion in 2014. That was a while ago, but nonetheless it was a win.
Yeah, 4-litre Rover in it.
Dust has been playing havoc all weekend so far, hasn't it?
Yeah, and I think it will carry on doing so. If you get in the dust of somebody else, I think it's going to be very hard to overtake.
That's Alan Thomas, 9th in class at the moment. Unless something goes seriously wrong ahead of him, that's probably where he's going to stay.
Yeah.
But again, just enjoying the footage here at Sweetlamb. There's James Rennie rounding out the top 10. Now this is a Milner R4 with an LS400 Lexus V8. Very powerful. And, about to lose some bodywork by the looks of it.
Yeah, it looks a bit loose on the back, doesn't it?
Let's see how he takes on the hill. Oh, there he goes.
Losing weight.
There's a run down towards the finish now. So here is confirmation of Class 9's top 10. Adrian Marfell ahead of Chris Bird. Just under 30 seconds in it so far this early stage. Adrian, class leader after day one. It's been tough going. Chris Bird is right up behind you.
Yeah, we've got a fight on our hands, that's for sure. That's not going to ease off tomorrow. I think we were quite lucky. I think we got out the trap pretty quick, and we did a pretty quick first lap. It was a little bit banzai, but I think it's paid a bit of dividends. So I think we got a margin that we can defend, this is always favourable. Yeah, so we're happy with that at the moment. 3 laps in, yeah.
Is the course evolving? New lines being shown everywhere.
To be fair, the first lap was the lines were horrible, very marbly, and actually it was very difficult to commit to the corners. But it's sweeping and it's getting nicer. It's getting faster, definitely getting faster. Yeah.
So do you prefer to be chased or be the chasee?
I'll take a 30-second lead into the next day, but. It's a long way to go tomorrow, so we'll see. But we're grateful that we're through day one as it is. Yeah, so that's good.
Right, well, you've got a bit of prep to do, so good luck, and hopefully we'll see you at the top of the leaderboard.
Brilliant. Thanks very much. Okay, cheers.
So welcome back to Sweetlamb Rally Complex for the Staffordshire and Shrop's Shakedown event. We've just seen Class 9 or Class 1A, whichever way you want to look at it, with Adrian Marfal out in front, but we turn our attention to Class 1 now, and it's Peter Roberts leading the way. Now, interesting car, this.
Yeah, it's a home-built car, but Pete's built this himself, designed. It's all been designed on CAD, running a 6.2 LS3 engine. It's a feat of engineering actually to build this yourself in your garage.
And at the moment he's not too far away from the guys at the front in terms of Adrian Marfal and Chris Bird. So depending on what happens in front of him, he's got a good run on the way here, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's a capable car. Pete's a capable driver. I'm sure he'll be up there, well up there in the standings.
Then here's a man with plenty of experience, over 20 years. Second, he's come second in the Scottish Hill Rally twice and third once. The engine in this is a Ford Coyote 5-litre V8. What's the difference between the Ford and the Chevy?
Not a lot really, power-wise, I suppose. The Chevy might have the edge on it. This is a more modern design engine than the Chevy, but the Chevy's quite a reliable engine.
Same can be said about the Ford. I mean, I've seen him have many issues in the past. None of them have been engine related.
No, Willie's always up there, thereabouts. He's got a wealth of experience as far as off-road racing.
There's Johnny Drysdale. Talk about somebody with experience in off-road racing. He's competed in Iceland a few times as well, Johnny.
Yeah, a bit warmer here this time. He's running the Coyote engine as well, I think.
Yeah, the 5-litre Ford V8.
Yeah, I used to run a B-Max in the Hill Rally. He did really well in that, and he's had the Milner now a few years.
Yeah, I think he came third with the B-Max in the Scottish Hill Rally one year.
Yeah, it's quite an impressive figure.
It is for a B-Max, considering all the independent suspension vehicles and the speed of them all. But he doesn't seem as quick in the Milner.
Or is it that the cars around have got a lot quicker?
That's one way of looking at it, I suppose.
I mean, the Milners have been out there for a good while now. Are things improving on the way new cars are being built?
We have to look at the Lofthouse Freelanders. They're doing quite well in the hands of Justin Birchall, sorry. Well, here's Richard Kesey. Good friend of yours, Richard, isn't he?
Yeah, Richard's a good lad, Richard. Same car as I've got, actually.
Dubious, a little bit sort of. I've done my herring, done Radna, never been here, so this is going to be a bit of a sort of a baptism of fire. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It looks a bit quick. It's going to be a bit terrifying in this, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm just going to go and enjoy the weekend really, and get used to the car again, because it's been, like I say, a while since we've been out, hasn't it? Really.
There's Been a while for a few people, so that's why this is a shakedown event and perfect to start a championship season. Richard Kesey loves telling a story about how he scared Vicky Butler Henderson to death. And Paul Mansfield, who's co-driving with him, actually entered the Dakar in 2007.
I think he was navigating in the Dakar. Rich will be pushing on here. Right way, Reg back.
Here's Mark Rennie. Again, running a Ford Coyote V8. Makes a lovely sound, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Going 5th overall in class.
He hasn't had the car too long.
But it does look a bit tense too. Oh, issues already. But here is the overall top 10. Peter Roberts, a couple of minutes ahead of Willie Stubbs. And then Johnny Drysdale on exactly the same time as Willie, so that's going to be a close one to look at. But moving on to Class 8, which is the ultra-terrain vehicles, or ultra-task vehicles, utility task vehicles, whichever way you wanted to say it. Ian Gregg, very experienced driver.
Looking forward to hopefully a year's racing right with the old car this time for a bit of a shakedown. That's what they promised us at Sweetlamb. Looks a good course. Sun's with us in Wales, well, that's a bonus, and it's beautiful out there today, so yeah, let's hope it all goes well.
Yeah, and a bit of wind as well to take the dust away, that's important.
That's very important. Whenever you're starting to catch the guys, it's nice to have a clean run, so yeah, it makes all the difference.
These Polarises have been evolving over the years. What have you been doing to it?
This one here, not a lot. I've actually traded this in. I sold my new car. We're waiting on the latest Pro Rs coming, which hope to be with us in the next few months. They've now changed again, and they're longer, wider, and 4-cylinder, non-turbo. So yeah, exciting times.
That's nice to hear from Ian Gregg there. It's actually not only leading class, but the 4th overall. Now, on this kind of course, you want to think the Polarises will be keeping up with the quick independent suspension vehicles with the huge power. These are only 1000cc. This is obviously a Yamaha YZ 1000R driven by Dan Gibbons. They're quick cars as well, or quick UTV vehicles.
Yeah, it's amazing overall how they can keep up with the bigger cars on such an open course.
He's burying his foot through the floor, to be honest, do you?
Oh yeah, he's flying.
A few issues here, I'm not too sure what's happened, but it's come to a stop.
I don't know what's up with this. I think the Yamaha's gearbox driven rather than belt.
Here we have Simon Rood. Is he relatively new to the UTVs?
He's been doing it a while now, but I think he's had this car not a massive period of time. But he's been doing it a few years now.
Taking it easy, getting his eye in here. Not in a rush at all. Still having great fun out there.
Well, that's what it's all about.
Guarantee that everybody driving around this course will have a beaming smile all the way around.
Yeah, it's a good course.
He works his way up the side of the hill, up to the fast section. Oh, going up into a hairpin right. Nothing dramatic at all from Simon.
No.
Is Donna Fern, first time out ever in a racing car. She's had a bike, she's driven the car about 10 yards, she said.
Yeah, I think she's had a little go around the field and that's about it. So this is the first time.
So for the very first time ever out on a race circuit on a rally track is Donna Fern. How are you feeling?
Very, very nervous. Excited but nervous.
How far have you driven the car so far?
About half an hour around the field and that's it.
Thrown in right at the deep end. What's your background before this then?
I've got bike, I go on the bike track and that's about it. No other motorsport experience whatsoever. I have sat in with a couple of the guys, navin, and that's it. So I just thought,
you could do a better job.
Well, I don't know about that. We'll see.
Right, so what are you expecting from this weekend?
To just learn the car really. I'm not out for, I know I'm going to be the slowest. I'm just going to take my time, have a bit of fun and see what the car does. So,
you'll have a big smile on your face at the end of the day, I can tell you that.
Hopefully, I'm either going to love it or hate it or not.
All right, well, good luck.
Thank you ever so much.
Great to hear from Donna there. And she's not putting in a too bad show so far.
Now I think everybody's giving us some advice, just keep it in the middle of the track. Don't overcomplicate things, just drive it.
Who she got driving, or navigating should I say, Darren Tansley.
Which is a husband's navigator usually, but he sat in with Kevin Stubbs.
Now you can see confirmation of Class 8. And here's the leader of Class 2, Jake Burgess. Jake Burgess, end of day one, Class 2 leader. It's gone pretty well for you.
Yeah, it's going all right so far. I was a bit nervous first lap because I've never raced on this kind of ground before, but it's going all right so far. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, what have you learnt so far? Obviously the lines are important on these kind of quick stages.
Yeah, you've got to keep on the centre of the track. Anything loose, you've had it really. It's very slippy if you go outside the centre line.
So currently second overall is Chris Bird, chasing down Adrian Marfell. Quite a fight on your hands going into tomorrow.
Yeah, Adrian's going really well. We've had a bit of a dilemma over the day. We broke a brake hose on the first run, which caused a few problems at the finish. Second run was no confidence in the car.
Ian, after a short day here, three runs done, leading class. How are you feeling?
Excellent, thank you. Loving the course, loving the weather. It's Wales and the sun shining. What's not to like about it? The course is nice, long course, plenty of sweeping bends on it, and a bit of off-road. It's a bit of mixture for everything.
Hey Roberts, leading class after day one. How's it gone for you?
Really well, to be honest. The first couple of runs I was probably a bit quicker than I was surprised at my speed. I didn't think I'd be keeping up with the top guys. Third run, not quite so good, so let's see how it plays out tomorrow. But of course it's great. All worked really well.
Welcome back. We're still looking at Class 2, Jordan Albury here in his 4.6 litre V8 Tornado. This is a class for coil-sprung vehicles with engines over 4 litres. And Jordan Albury doing a great job so far. Really is a good setting for these cars, isn't it?
Yeah.
Great. It's a rather different course that we see here at Sweetlamb. Normally it's a good mix of off-road and Cat 1, but this is mainly Cat 1 as we can see.
Yeah, there's some off-road sections around. But Sweetlamb lends itself to Cat 1 tracks really. The rally boys use this, don't they, for testing.
There's Mark Allard. Again with a V8, but this time it's from Lexus 4 litre. I think it's just preference, is it?
With engine choice? Yeah, it seems to be.
Bouncing over the jumps, going up to the hairpin for the fast run up the hill. they all seem to be taking a slightly different line around that corner. I'm not too sure which one's the best. Probably the one that Adrian is taking.
I think they're just holding on in there.
Holding on for dear life.
Yeah. Point and squared.
But this is part of the slow course leading on to the finish. That's his run done. Very dramatic, but here's James Paint in the Simbigini. Great looking vehicles these.
Yeah, always liked them. Been going a few years, these B-Max ones have now though, haven't they?
Yeah, they certainly have. They've had quite a lot of success in the British Championship as well.
Yeah. They were ahead of the time as far as the B-Max cars was concerned.
Currently running 4th in class. See the low sun and the dust not making it easy.
Yeah, some of the drivers complain when the sun comes down, they're driving into blind.
A lot of people were complaining that it was too dry. They wanted a bit of rain. After all the rain, we were wishing for it. There's Gary Taylor. This is Piglet, a 4.6 Rover V8. It's the first time out since the engine had a rebuild. So it won't be taking it too hard. He won't be pushing it too much, I don't think. And this car is a Tornado Evo 3 4.6 Rover V8. The car was actually in bits 2 weeks before this thing.
He's done well to get it there then, hasn't he?
You know, realise the amount of effort and work that goes into it, do you? But here's confirmation of the top 10 of Class 2. Jake Burgess overall in front. Jordan Olbury, Mark Allard, James Pate, Gareth Taylor and Cam Shaw. So let's head back to the action at the front, and it's still Adrian Marfell and Paul Bartleman leading the way. You can see why, really, can't you?
Oh yeah, he's on the pace. Setting the pace, actually.
He's being chased by somebody you don't really want to be chased by, Chris Bird. Here is Chris Bird, but we're on day 2, and after the first run, he had an issue with his fuel filter and fuel pump. The connection had a hairline split and was spewing fuel out everywhere. So he decided to retire the car, as it was only about 8 inches off the petrol tank. So safety in mind.
Yeah. And if you haven't got the spares.
Yeah, that's why they call it a shakedown. It's better to happen here than out in France.
Yeah.
And there's also this moment here on day 1, which we forgot to mention. He had a slight brake failure going over the finish line, nearly taking out the timing system, as you can see here. Well done, Chris. So that puts Pete Roberts into 2nd place overall and 1st in Class 1.
Yeah, Pete's on the pace here.
I think as the course gets a bit cut up, you'll see Peter reeling him in. Hopefully, anyway. It'll be a nice battle by the end of the day.
Yeah, well, Pete's not locking in power. It's just traction, you know, that'll be what's holding him back.
Really giving it some here.
Yeah, he's driving well.
It's a Land Rover Indy, is that the name of it?
There's very few Land Rover parts on it. Yeah, it's not holding back, is it?
No. But here's confirmation of the overall top 10. It's Adrian and Peter, Rob Bull, Ian Gregg, Aston Cox, Willie Stubbs, Scott Whitmore, Jason Rowlands, Johnny Drysdale and Gary Bull.
Ben Clay.
On to Class 3. This is the class for coil-sprung cars with an engine with 4 litres or less. Ben Clay has a 4-litre Jaguar V8 and it screams for a V8.
It certainly does, yeah.
What's he done to that?
I have not got the foggiest idea.
It certainly goes well. It looks good as well in martini colours.
Yeah, it's been like that for a few years.
Coming up to this fast section, just been around the hairpin. Nothing dramatic going on there.
No, he's out in front by a bit, isn't he?
Here's Guy Fernigno. Lovely looking vehicle.
V10 powered, sorry, V8 powered M3 engine. 4 litre.
Barely see out of that with the that huge bonnet.
Yeah, the bonnet needs to be there. The engine bay does look pretty full with that engine.
Certainly good looking car. Sounds good. Seems
That
to be
screams that engine does.
How do you get the best out of a V8? Some of them are quite lazy when they get to the top end.
I think you just got to pay a lot of money. Yeah, you can soon get out of hand on the engine builds on these different cars.
There's so much components that go into an off-road racing car. I mean, you've got to think of the diffs, the gearbox, everything.
Yeah. And also, it's about different budgets. You know, some of these top engines at £35,000.
You could have just as much fun in a £500 Rover V8.
Yeah, momentarily that'll be.
Briefly.
Yeah, it's getting a bit of reliability out of the car now. Initially, when it was first built, he had a lot of problems.
Philip Kerfoot and Simon Kerfoot. Out in a 3.9 litre Rover V8 powered Tomcat. Now Simon Kerfoot was a navigator for Martin Gould when he won the British Championship, so plenty of experience there.
Pointing his brother in the right direction.
That's if he listens to him, that's the main thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pedaling the car very well. We'll just ride on board with him. Just taking this site, it's a Sweetlamb. Next up, fourth in class, is Matthew Booth and Mark Robinson. This is a great machine to watch. He doesn't hold back, does Gordon Alves?
No, it's like he's had the pedal welded to the bottom, he's just holding onto the car.
Made me laugh every time he went past me. Screams up the hill. Bouncing. More bouncing.
He's going well.
And Marvin Reffold, 7th overall in Class 3. This is a 4-litre V8. Just gently rolling down the last hill towards the finish line. That's it. So welcome back to Sweetlamb Rally Complex. Here is confirmation of the Class 3 top 10. Ben Clay, Guy Fernigno, Philip Kerthorpe, Matthew Booth, Gordon Alves. And moving on to the retirees, and Richard Watson in his 65 car, Class 1, retiring early on day 2. Any idea what happened there?
No, not at all.
He's having a good day up until that point anyway.
Yeah. Milner of Oak.
Yes. Lap 7 he retired on. Times weren't that great. But Steve Hill in the 196 Lamborghini, he retired on lap 5. Sub 10 minute times, averaging around about 9 minutes 25. But great looking car, and he had a good day up until that point.
Do we know why Steve retired?
No idea. He did contact me, but he didn't tell me why. And that, I think Mark Rennie was a gearbox issue. Tim Simon, this was the first lap. We managed to get a bit of footage off him, but once he went out of sight, his gearbox blew up.
Yeah.
What would cause the gearbox to fail?
The gearbox has gone over temperature. We had a problem with the controller prior to his new controller.
This is Andrew Robinson in his Volkswagen Polo with a 4-cylinder turbocharged engine.
VW. Audi VW.
Oh, is it? So let's get back to the main action. Adrian Marfell still out in front. Now, interestingly enough, the fastest time has been set by Chris Bird at 8 minutes 24 seconds, and also Adrian Marfell at 8 minutes 25 seconds. So very, very close. I mean, if Chris hadn't retired, then who knows where he would have been. But he would have been closer to Adrian than Pete Roberts.
You wouldn't think you could drive around 6.5 mile course and match times exactly to the second.
That's quite a feat. It is Pete Roberts. Pete Roberts putting in some sub 9 minute time, sorry. Quickest time being 8:28. 8 minutes 28 seconds off Adrian's quickest time. Considering in different platforms, pretty good going.
Yeah. Certainly doing well on it.
He's almost sideways there. And Rob Bull, he's going to be very happy with today's events. He's been consistently doing sub 9 minutes on day 2. Quickest time 8 minutes 42, so good 20 seconds off Peter and Adrian. Listening to somebody thrash a 6-cylinder BMW engine.
Yeah, certainly giving it some.
Looks like he's having some
Very
great
nice
fun
bit
there,
of
doesn't it?
drifting. Yeah.
Here's Ian Gregg, 4th overall, 1st in class. Fantastic for a Polaris. When you look at the course, you think there's no way the Polaris is going to keep up with these guys. But
Yeah, it's very impressive.
and not too many issues with the rubber bands because it's a constant velocity transmission, these aren't they? Do you know how that works?
Yeah. It's there's 2 plates that slide up, squish the belt up and down.
Depending on how quick the rotation is.
Yeah. Yeah, very impressive drive by Ian.
I think he's sold that vehicle as well. I think he's coming back with something else a bit later this season. We'll hear from him at the end anyway. Aston Cox, 5th overall. He's been doing some sub 9 minutes. There's not many vehicles doing sub 9 minutes, mainly in this class, class 9. But his quickest time is around about 8:47 exactly. So 20 seconds off the top pace. Here's Willie Stubbs. His Ford-powered Milner R5. He didn't break the 9 minute. Oh, he did once.
He did,
8
yeah.
minute 59. Scott Whitmore in the rivet. 6th overall. And again, he only broke the 9 minutes. Well, 8 minutes once. That was 8 minutes 50. Jason Rowlands. He'll be happy with today's event, I think.
Yeah, new car.
Bit of a shakedown.
Bit of a shakedown, and it's finished.
Yeah, he did a couple of sub 9 minutes times, 8 minutes 53. It's quickest. As we see a bit of the off-road section, this is something we're not seeing so far.
Back on the track.
And off again.
Oh, well, yeah.
Johnny Drysdale, 9th overall. I'm not too upset with that, I don't think.
He's done some travelling to get down here.
Where's he live, Johnny?
I'm assuming Scotland.
What gives it away?
His Scottish accent and his bagpipes.
It's always a good, fun character in the paddock. Great to talk to, great interview. But let's have a look at Gary Bull and his 6R4, looking straight into the sun. We'll just have a ride around with Gary, I think. He rounds out the overall top 10. Fairly consistent times all weekend. I think the quickest time he did 9 minutes 22, no, 9 minutes 18 seconds. He did that in consecutive runs. And 9:17 on lap 5. Yeah, so good run out by Gary.
He'll have enjoyed this weekend.
Yeah, his co-driver threw up on one of the runs.
Oh, he's got a habit of doing this.
Was it?
Yeah. You sure it wasn't just Scotland that he threw? Did he actually throw up at this event?
Yeah, he
as well?
did, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All over my camera.
Yeah, he's got a habit of it.
So here are the overall results. Fantastic run by Adrian Marfell, taking a win by 30 seconds, just over 30 seconds. Adrian, well, the pressure went away very quickly from Chris Bird, but Pete was following you all day. Come away with a win, well done.
Oh yeah, pleased with the win, but no, we've had a scrap this weekend. It hasn't been easy. Chris was quick this morning, and I just thought he put me under a bit of pressure this morning, but he's had a bit of car trouble in the end. So unfortunately, that scrap couldn't continue. But that would have been really nice. That would have been a really interesting fight. That was. And then as the course has got rougher, Pete's got faster, so I've had to keep an eye on Pete as well. But all credit to him, he drove really well. Both of them did actually. They're both on it. They're quick boys.
That last lap, you got the hairpin well run, didn't you?
Well, to be fair, I was just happy to get the last lap. We've got a bit of a cushion, so I was just happy to get the thing to the finish. So
As you went into the last lap, 46 seconds ahead. You finished 36 seconds ahead, so it was a comfortable win in the end.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, and it's been quite a tough event. It's a very, very fast event. Obviously, the dust is a bit an issue, but the club, I've got to say, have run this brilliantly. Their timing's been spot on, their organisation's been spot on, and they've just kept the event rolling. So all credit to them. I think they've done a brilliant job of it, to be fair. Interesting time. Yeah, definitely a different Sweetlamb. We haven't been here before, and it's normally very, very fast, and we don't do much of the off-road. But this today has been a nice bit of off-road, and it's just. It's sorted us out a bit.
Are you going away with a smile on your face? So well done.
Yeah, thanks very much. Yeah, enjoyed it.
Hey, tough weekend, second overall, but you were getting closer and closer to Adrian by the end.
Yeah, I done with the runs this morning. I was slightly quick on a few runs, but I think he got a bit in the tank, and I think a couple of runs ago he put a quicker in that I couldn't match. I think he was just sort of showing his speed, and there was too much of a time margin from yesterday. I couldn't catch him. He's too quick. But I'm chuffed with second place.
Ian Gregg, class winner and also in the top 5 again. Well done. Been a tough weekend.
It's been quite a nice, easy weekend for us, to be fair. It all flowed well. Good competition this weekend. A few people had a few mishaps, which elevated us up the leaderboard. But overall, very pleased. Yeah, it's nice to get out again. Looking forward to a good competitive season.
Yeah, you wouldn't have thought that this course would be suited to the Polaris, especially with the field that we've got out there with all those fast guys. But to come in the top 5, it's something to say about it.
It's a good thing for the UTV to show that it can hack it with the big lads. Yes, and once the new models come on, obviously it will be bigger and better.
So have you got some more surprises for us, have you?
Yes, there's new models coming. We're looking forward to it.
Yeah, we can't wait to see that. But for now, well done.
Thank you very much, guys. We'll see you soon.
Well, that brings an end to the Shakedown here at Sweetlamb Rally Complex. It's been a fantastic event. The course was great, the cars were great, fantastic weather, something all for us, Bert.
I think everybody's had a great time, apart from those retired, but I think overall everybody's absolutely loved this event.